I set myself up a Newznab server. So basically, I download most of my stuff either through torrents, but nowadays I try to do most stuff through Usenet. So in order to download stuff from Usenet, you usually need an indexer. So what that does, it downloads all the headers from the the downloads, and then so just a small portion of it. It reads that. So basically, like the title, it reads that and it figures out is it what kind of file it is and everything. So it gets the headers and then it turns those headers into NZBs. So that's a file that points to all those little binary files to download them, and then you take that and you make releases for it. So that's what Newznab does. It's actually just a web interface to get to those files, and you run all those things, the updating the binaries, which means so you download the headers, make the NZBs, and make the releases all in the background with scripts. So and then Newznab shows you everything. So yeah, so this is let me show. As a user, this is what you'd see. You get to you click on movies. You can see movie releases. So you can't actually download the file from this site. All you do is download the NZB. So you're indexing it and you download the NZB. There's a lot of Newznab sites already out there, but I'm just did it myself for me and a couple friends. So I'm just showing an example of what it would be like. I got rid of a lot of the extra crap here and stuff here, and so when you do this, you can pick what groups to do. Let me see. I think that's in view groups. Yeah, so I went with Newznab Plus, which costs like $30. The open source version is free, obviously, and there are some forks to it nowadays. So I just saw those after I paid for this, but the Plus version is worth it currently because you get better regexes and they're constantly updated. There are regexes online that you can find to find these groups. So these are different groups. Basically, a group is like kind of like a forum on Usenet where you can post stuff, but these are in A, B, which is alt binary. So basically, they're not posts. It's not like a forum. They're actually just posting files. So these are all different ones. I've only activated a few of them. So you can see these are ones I've activated, and you can see how far back I've indexed them. So this one I've indexed only 2 days back. These ones only a couple hours back. Oh, this one's 3 days. And then you can see last time it was updated, and then you can see how many releases I've made in these groups. So you can click on a group. Oh wait, no, that's actually just editing group stuff. But you can click on like the releases. So for example, this one has this one. So it has some show here. It has a movie. Yeah. So basically, this program helps you index Usenet. So you run it just like any other PHP LAMP application. You run it on a server with PHP and MySQL. I'm running it with Nginx and MariaDB. So I try to do the highest performance I could out of my crappy server. Actually, before I show you that, yeah. So in the background, you're running all these different scripts that touch that run a bunch of PHP to do all this stuff. So I was trying to do that all myself, and it was super confusing. And so what I ended up doing is using this program instead, which is Newznab-Tmuff. So look into it. You install it into one of the folders, and then you run a couple commands that it tells you to do. And I recommend you read all of this, especially like the first half. The second half is just a bunch of notes, but the first half is like how you set it up. And then you edit your config, and you rename this to default.sh. You have to read through. I would recommend reading through this entire thing as well, and then you edit all this stuff. Then you run you run it, and then make a startup command for that too in your rc.local if you're on Ubuntu. So in your -etc-rc.local. So yeah, and then don't run it as root either because I don't think it'll work. Yeah, basically this does all that stuff for you plus other stuff. So it updates, it optimizes your database. So the main things you need to do is you need to download the headers. So you download that from Usenet. So you need to have a Usenet server that you pay for. So I just bought an AstroWeb for 1 year. I think it's like $96 for a year. So you need to pull the headers. Number 2, you need to make those into NZB files. And then you need to make those into releases. So those 3 things. So this will automate all of that, and then it makes it a nice interface that you can actually watch it. So you edit your config and you start it, and then this is what it does. Oh, a bunch of panes are dead. Wonder why. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So So what this does is this is a pane that shows you stuff about your database. This shows, I'm not sure what this actually is. This pane is, pulling the headers. This is backfilling, so this goes back in the past. So this is most of what I'm doing. And then this is import NZBs. So this takes the headers, makes them the NZBs, and then this tab is the makes those NZBs into releases. So yeah, let's see if any of these actually have anything. So a lot of these aren't happening because of max load, which means this tab is doing all the work. So when this tab's doing all the work, then, or when any of these are overloaded, you can set in your config to not run the other stuff. So I have it to only, run so much stuff at a time. But you'll see this running different things. You'll see it downloading stuff. You'll see it doing all this. So this is a nice way to view it all. And this is all in tmux. Wow, it's all loaded up right now. So if you you do Control A and D to exit out of that multi-screen tmux, and then you can do like a top. You can see what the heck is causing all that. So yeah, PHP is taking a little bit in MySQL. I wonder why. That stuff's not running. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. But basically, this is a nice way to view everything, and it pulls all your headers and everything, and yeah, it makes it all happen for you, which is nice. So yeah, so this is what the web interface would look like for a user. They wouldn't have this admin right here though. And then you can click on movies, see all your movies. So this is all it's gotten. It hasn't gotten that much. Oh, it's gotten actually a lot more than just a couple minutes ago when I checked. And then TV. This one, it's just a bunch of stuff like this, and it has view series, which will show other episodes that it matched with, I think. Yeah. So it's nice. You can even do like this. But the main thing you do with this is you connect. What I'm planning on doing is I have a bunch of different friends that use Sickbeard and Couch Potato, and this is an API that it can connect to and then download from. So for the most part, you're not going to actually be looking at this interface. You just need it up so that the API can connect to it. But it is a nice way to do it. I recommend if you do want something where you're manually doing that, you go to a very well-used site because you can look at the comments. I think there is a way to have comments on here and connect to other Newznab servers and read their comments, but I didn't set all that up. So there's a lot you can do with this, and a lot of people are running their own Newznab servers these days. So basically that's my setup. Let's see if this is doing anything. Yeah, so this is doing some stuff now. So right now, so it downloaded a bunch of releases. It'll only do so many at a time, so this is all in your config. And then it does pane is dead, which means it stopped for a while, and then after a while it's going to restart and see if it can do it again. But you can obviously see the max load because this one's running. So this is the backfill, and then yeah, these are all dead. So it usually only run a couple of times. So here's the NZB ones running. Yeah, and here's the downloading the binaries. So yeah, you can set all that settings up. This took me a while to set up, and I have pretty good Unix background, just setting up different types of servers and PHP applications. So yeah, be ready to do a lot of work to get this set up, and then you better make some backups or something. I'm going to make a whole system to back up the SQL database and the files because I don't want to have to set this up again and restart over and downloading these binaries because it's taking a long time just to even get a couple hours worth. And I paid for AstroWeb. I might have said that already in this video, but so you have to have a Usenet server. I paid for AstroWeb, which has like 1,700 days of retention. So I'm planning to at least go back a couple of years, like at least 2 or 3 years, and see. That might take me months, but that's why you want to have a lot of backups. But it's not taking that much space up because the NZB files are actually just text, and then you can compress them too, or they're compressed with gzip, so it's not much space. So that's basically Newznab running. If you have any questions, you can post it down there. But basically, I used this script a lot, this Newznab tmux, which is on here. I used this to set up all the automated stuff, and you just use their documentation to set up Newznab. And I did it with MariaDB and Nginx. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can post in the comments, and I check that about once a week. So see you guys later.